Hey, Evelyn, it's time to tell the story of the neighborhood hero.
Oh, Fred, I've been waiting all evening for this. Before starting today's topic, let us hear your opening story.
An 80-year-old man goes to the doctor for his annual checkup. The doctor asks, "So, how are we feeling today?" The old man beams with pride. "Doc, I've never been better. During that massive blizzard last week, when the snow was 14 inches deep, I didn't just shovel my own driveway. I cleared my driveway, my walkway, and the driveways of 6 neighbors in under 10 minutes. It's a miracle, right?" The doctor looks at him skeptically, leans back, and says, "That reminds me of a story about a friend of mine. This guy was a lifelong hunter, but he was getting a bit forgetful. One day he went out for a hunt, but by mistake grabbed his umbrella instead of his rifle. As soon as he stepped into the woods, a huge, angry grizzly bear charged at him. Thinking he had his gun, the man leveled his umbrella at the bear, shouted, 'Bang!' and squeezed the handle." The doctor paused for effect. The bear dropped dead on the spot.
Oh no, what did the doctor said?
The old man jumps out of his chair and yells, "That's impossible. Somebody else must have shot that bear." The doctor smiled and replied, "And now you're starting to get my point."
Before the mid-1800s, Americans didn't actually remove snow from the roads. In fact, they liked it. Then people used snow rollers. These were massive, horse-drawn wooden cylinders designed to compress fresh snowfall into a dense, level surface. Because wheeled carriages struggled in deep drifts, the population utilized horse-drawn sleighs. Packed snow provided a low-friction surface that allowed for efficient transit. In this era, the arrival of snow did not signify a blockage, but rather an improvement in travel conditions. If you lived in the 1700s, you didn't shovel the street, you just swapped your wagon wheels for skis. The industrial shift and the Great White Hurricane happened in 1862 to 1888, which was a turning point. As the Industrial Revolution accelerated, the need for year-round commerce made traditional snowpacking obsolete. As cities grew and the Industrial Revolution began, businesses couldn't stop for a week. The first recorded use of a horse-drawn snow plow was in Milwaukee in 1862. It was a simple wooden wedge attached to a cart. The Great Blizzard of 1888, known as the Great White Hurricane, served as a definitive turning point. The storm deposited 50 inches of snow across the Northeast, resulting in over 400 fatalities and total urban paralysis. This tragedy compelled major cities like New York and Boston to establish formal, government-led snow removal infrastructures. There was a problem. Cars can't drive on packed snow as sleighs can. They need bare pavement. It sounds like a joke, but it's true. The most powerful tool against deep snow was invented by a dentist. The dentist who invented the snow blower. One of the most significant advancements in snow removal technology originated from an unlikely source: the medical profession. The inventor. In 1869, a dentist named Dr. J.W. Elliott from Toronto, Canada, watched trains get stuck in massive drifts. Dr. J.W. Elliott, a Toronto-based dentist, observed the frequent stalling of trains due to massive snowdrifts. He patented the revolving snow shovel, a rotary engine equipped with blades designed to ingest snow and expel it through a side chute. Why a dentist? People often wonder why a dentist would care. Back then, if the snow was too deep, patients couldn't get to his office. Dr. Elliott, a Toronto-based dentist, observed that the traditional, wedge-shaped plows used by trains were inefficient and often got stuck in deep snowdrifts. This led him to devise a new method for snow removal, the concept. In 1869, Dr. Elliott patented a revolving snow shovel design that used a large, rotating wheel with blades to scoop up snow and throw it clear of the tracks using centrifugal force. Lack of investors. Despite his innovative idea, Elliott was unable to secure the necessary funding or interest from railway companies to build a working prototype, realization of the invention. While he didn't have the money to build a full-scale version, his patent was later refined by Orange Jull. A fellow Canadian inventor, Orange Jull, later improved upon Elliott's design in 1884 and partnered with the Leslie brothers to build and test the first full-size, working rotary snowplow. Elliott's initial concept was the foundation for the powerful rotary snowplows that eventually became standard equipment for North American railways, ensuring safe and regular travel during harsh winters. The spinning fan mechanism also inspired the modern, residential snowblower. He created the massive rotary plows that allow trains to cross the Rocky Mountains during blizzards today. The rise of the automobile, 1920s, the transition from sleighs to internal combustion engines necessitated bare pavement policies, as rubber tires cannot gain traction on packed ice. The Overreisen brothers, 1923 in Norway, Hans and even Overreisen developed early plows specifically designed for motor vehicles. The new inventors become in the early 1920s, two different groups solved the problem of the car-mounted plow. Simultaneously, Carl Frink in New York developed a car-mounted plow design that remains the direct ancestor of modern equipment. By 1926, Ed Meyer successfully attached a plow to a Buick, leading to the birth of Meyer products and the commercialization of residential and commercial plowing. In 1926, on a farm in upstate New York, Edward B. Meyer envisioned a more efficient way to clear snow than the traditional shovel. He designed and built the first hydraulically operated lift for a snowplow, mounting it onto his 1926 Buick touring car. This invention was revolutionary for its time. Before Meyer's design, most plows were heavy, cumbersome, and difficult to maneuver. By utilizing a vehicle people already owned, Meyer transitioned snow removal from a grueling manual chore into a mechanical task. The secret weapon, the salt revolution. Before the late 1930s, winter road maintenance was a matter of friction, not chemistry. Road crews primarily utilized sand, crushed cinders, or wood ash to provide grit for tires. While these materials improved traction, they did nothing to actually remove the ice or prevent it from bonding to the pavement. The shift to sodium chloride, 1938 to 1945, the salt revolution, began as a radical experiment to see if the freezing point of water on roadways could be artificially lowered. In 1938, New Hampshire became the first state in the U.S. to experiment with the use of granular sodium chloride on its highways. The trial was a success. Unlike sand, which blew away or was buried by fresh snow, salt created a brine that melted ice from the bottom up, making it easier for plows, like those made by Ed Meyer, to clear the road to the bare pavement. By 1941, salt was being used on a larger scale. By the time the U.S. emerged from World War II in 1945, the bare pavement policy had become the gold standard for winter safety. By the winter of 1941 to 1942, New Hampshire's successful trials culminated in the first statewide bare pavement policy, setting a new benchmark for winter transit. This approach became the gold standard during the post-World War II highway boom, causing national salt consumption to skyrocket from a mere 5,000 tons to millions of tons annually. Today, snow removal has evolved into a high-tech operation featuring GPS-tracked fleets and the strategic application of liquid brine, a pretreatment that prevents ice from bonding to the asphalt. Despite these modern advancements, infrastructure is still regularly tested by superstorms, requiring the brute force of massive rotary snow plows. Interestingly, this technology dates back to 1869, when it was invented by a dentist named J.W. Elliott. His design remains essential today, capable of throwing tons of snow hundreds of feet to clear the most buried mountain passes. Record-breaking winters, the great battles. Throughout history, several superstorms have pushed our infrastructure to its breaking point, reminding us of nature's sheer power. 1978, the Great Blizzard, an atmospheric powerhouse that effectively paralyzed the Midwest and Northeast, forcing entire cities to come to a standstill for days. 1993, the storm of the century, a massive cyclonic storm that impacted 26 states simultaneously, stretching from the Gulf Coast all the way to Canada. 2016, Snowzilla, a historic event for the Mid-Atlantic, notably burying New York City under a record-breaking 27.5 inches of snow in a single accumulation. From the primitive wooden rollers used in the 1700s to the satellite-guided salt spreaders of the modern era, our struggle against winter has transformed from simple adaptation into a feat of sophisticated engineering. Which famous blizzard do you remember most? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe to join our community.